What's up guys, I'm back again for another model kits video, except this time I'm not doing anything Zoids or Gundam related. This is actually a Star Wars model, believe it or not. So a little bit of the story behind this, I guess, for why I'm doing this. I was at Hobbytown today with Chris, the guy from the Persona 5 video and several other videos that I've done, and me and him were just looking at the Gundam models they had at Hobbytown, which is typically where I get them from because they're very competitively priced. And they actually had a great selection today. So there was a couple of them I was trying to pick from, but they were between like $40 and $45, and I really didn't want to spend that kind of money right now. So, but I noticed that Bandai of Japan, the company that makes the Gundam model kits, has licensed to make Star Wars model kits. You can see where it says Bandai there in the corner on the box. So these are relatively new. They only came out a couple months ago. And the ones that are available is the X-Wing in the standard red, the blue, and then the orange and black that's Poe's X-Wing. We have the TIE Fighter, TIE Striker, and TIE Interceptor, which is what I'm going to be bringing you guys today. The Slave One, the Millennium Falcon, an AT-AT, Y-Wing, A-Wing, U-Wing, and the Snowspeeder. And I believe that's it. Yeah, I was very happy. These were only $28, so they're much more affordable. And they're the equivalent, I guess, of a high-grade Gundam in terms of build complexity and size. They're, well, actually not in terms of size. They're 1/72nd scale, so they're the same scale as the Zoids that I typically build, or probably that of a master grade Gundam. But as far as the build complexity goes, they're very simple. So let's take a closer look at this guy. I'm actually going to take him off of the stand really quick, so we can kind of get a more thorough look at him. I like what they did with the stand because the stand, it makes it look like it's a piece of the Death Star's exterior. So it kind of goes with the look of the ship a little bit. So let's get kind of a more close-up look. So I really do, these are actually quite nice. I really do like how this turned out. So I said the build complexity was very simple, and when I mean simple, I finished this guy in less than an hour. It was very easy. But not in a bad way. I really did actually appreciate that. So the details are very nice. It's very stable. One thing I'll definitely commend them on with this is that the actual pieces, when they came off of the sheets within the box, they came off incredibly easily and incredibly clean. I did not have any difficulty at all, so I really do highly recommend these guys. And I definitely want to pick up more. I definitely at least want to pick up the standard TIE Fighter, the X-Wing, Y-Wing, A-Wing as well, at least. So the couple of things about it, it does include decal sheets, stickers, and water-based decals, so you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want to have on there, and they do add a lot of nice detail to the model, although I haven't put any of them on right now. Otherwise there would be like a black trim around the translucent cockpit here. I'm actually going to take the lasers out so I can get an even closer look at that. Actually, I can just zoom in through the power of technology. So you can barely see it there, but there actually is a TIE Fighter pilot inside of there. And the complexity of the build with the cockpit is actually very nice, and I really do like what they've done with that, because they made it to where the actual control console, he's actually holding onto it with his hands, and it looks very realistic, very nice attention to detail. They did add the little lasers right here that fit into the cannons on the front here, which I thought for the TIE Interceptor that the wings were the individual laser cannons, and that these were right up here was the secondary attack for the TIE Interceptor, but I could be wrong. I'm sure someone watching will know better than me. So let's put him back on the stand now that we've had a very close-up look. So I like the stand, but one thing I'll say about it is if you look at it, it looks like it's supposed to have 2 points of articulation, because you see the round peg right there, and then there's another one, oh, down here where my finger is, there's another one. But the issue that I've had is that the stand will not articulate at those 2 points. I almost broke the stand at one point trying to do that. So unfortunately, it seems like you can't have the stand articulate, or the ship can pivot like it's making a turn or something like that. or arc it up and down, which is really what I was hoping for with that, so that's kind of a letdown. But maybe it's just mine in particular, and maybe the rest of them are okay. So let's talk a little bit about the TIE Interceptor itself, so in terms of the Star Wars canon. So the TIE Interceptor was developed to be a faster, more well-armed version of the standard TIE Fighter, made in less, not quite as mass-produced quantities, so they'd be a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head if they have shields. I probably should have done my research to make sure. I don't think they do. I think they are unshielded just like the standard TIE Fighter, but they have 4 laser cannons instead of 2, and I believe they have 1 slot for a secondary weapon, like a concussion missile launcher. So let's do a little bit of a size comparison. So here he is next to this is a TIE Defender, and this is from the Star Wars Action Fleet. This came out in the mid to late 90s. I think this particular one came out in 96, if I remember correctly, and I've had this thing since I was a kid. And I would love to have a model kit of the TIE Defender, but I'm pretty sure since the TIE Defender is pretty much considered non-canon now, that we won't be getting one. But I like the fact that these two scale next to each other almost perfectly, and I really like that, because I have a couple of X-Wings from when I was a kid that scale with these guys from the Star Wars, the Action Fleet. So I think that would be really cool if I could get some way to display all these guys together. The only difference really is the Interceptor, being that it's a model kit, has much greater attention to detail, and obviously the color scheme is a little bit different because you have this sort of darker, more bluish gray, whereas this is a actual gray, very similar to how the models actually looked when they were filming the movies. And then here he is again next to the model, the Snap Type model that we got for the release of Episode 7, that is Poe's X-Wing, and this one is quite a bit bigger. So I feel like I don't feel like it's because the X-Wing itself is a larger ship. I feel like it's because the scale is slightly different with these Snap Type models than with the Bandai ones. I think I would recommend the Bandai ones over this one, even though this one is pretty cool. It does have sounds and everything, which is pretty cool, but this thing was insanely easy to build. It only has like a couple of pages. It only maybe had like 1 or 2 different pages of pieces. It took like 10-15 minutes to build, whereas this had like 5 or 6 pages of pieces and took about an hour. So as far as if you're into models, I would much rather recommend these new Bandai ones. I don't think I'll be picking up the Poe's X-Wing one for this because I already have that one. So again, I think these guys could look really good with some decals and some nice paint applications. I may consider taking out the lasers to display it because they do look kind of wonky, but maybe if I'm setting up like a scene or whatever where he's chasing an X-Wing or whatever, I'll be able to put the lasers back in. So I'm looking forward to getting some more of these guys. So let me know what you think. If you guys have any hands-on experience with them and you have any opinions you want to share, or any feedback, or if you know how I can fix my stand to where it'll actually articulate, let me know. So I will definitely be getting you guys some more videos of these if you enjoyed this. I know this is definitely not my typical thing, but if you, like I said, if you enjoyed this, I'll be getting you guys some more videos with the other Bandai model kits that I plan to pick up.